poorly dressed ladies. Oh, Lord. I was just talking before I went on air about a very special Halloween special. You don't have to stay home and watch those degenerate Scooby-Doo cartoons. Seems like that's the only time Scooby-Doo is on. No, you get to watch American Anchor Baby and stay away from those degenerate people with their needles and razor blades stuck in the candy trying to hurt you, and those scantily clad man-eaters trying to take you. Stay away. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. Okay, what's up, everybody? It's 9:01 a.m. So American Anchor Baby going to have a Halloween special tomorrow. But he's Christian. I know some Christians are a little, like, sensitive about it. I was never that sensitive about it. I was never sensitive at all about it. Although I did hear about the Druids. The Druids were, like, devil worshippers or scary or something. That's why I don't trust the Irish. Gospel Bill. But anyway, so no Anchor Baby today, if I understand correctly. No Anchor Baby today. This is Thursday. But Anchor Baby big time tomorrow. If the Lord will, if it be the Lord's will. We all know that we talk big sometimes, we being human beings. And then the Lord says, "You fool, this very night your life will be taken from you." Not that that's going to happen to Anchor Baby. So anyway, terrible. I'm liking my background. It's coming along. It's getting closer. I kind of like it, you know. It's a little faded, but I kind of like the faded look a little bit. But I think it could get a little bit more life to it. But at least I stand out. I look lively compared to it, I think. But anyway, hello everybody. It's 9:02 now. It's Thursday, the 30th of October, AD 2025. And so we're going to have a fun, loosey-goosey, thehakereport.com/show here on multiple different platforms. And thank you to Pastor Chatelet. And the Druids were not devil worshippers, according to Old Saucy, perhaps. That's all myth. The Banshee is real, though. I learned Banshee from my childhood best friend. What's up, Kilo Alpha Tango, El Alacran, and the rest of you guys, whoever else? The views expressed on this show do not represent those of Bond, of JLP, of even Hake. I don't even represent myself. People say, "Oh, that's a lie." Of course you represent yourself. How can you not represent yourself? And to that I say, watch me not represent myself. Or, you know, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily, I'm not necessarily meaning everything I say. And I don't, you know, there's all kinds of things going on when people talk. People try to catch one another in their words, and it's not always so cut and dried, you know? So take everything that you hear, everything that you think, everything that you see, everything that you read and interpret with a grain of salt. Whoa! Is it right or wrong to use interpretation? That's Jesse's biblical question. Let me make sure that that's not too loud. Look at that beautiful bird. So, I will take your calls if it be the Lord's will. If the Lord allows it. And I shall read your super chats, such as from Steven, who donated a sticker of a cheerleader jumping up and doing like the splits and waving the pom-poms. Right on. Thank you. Here, let me do this real quick. 2 hours. Nice. Boom. So, as we get ready over here, you can go to thehakereport.com for the different ways to super chat. If you're watching on YouTube, you can super chat right on YouTube, which is cool. All right, but and I do read them and I try to get to them, okay? And it's 888-77-JESSE, of course. 1-888-775-3773. I saw somebody ask, maybe I should not have approved that message. A nagger. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, some people think that it's like you have to pay to call in. I mean, unless you're calling from like overseas or you don't like pay most people pay for like their monthly plan on their phone bill, and that's enough. You don't have to pay any other special fee to call in to the Hake Report or the Jesse Lee Peterson Show or American Anchor Baby when he's live or anything, all right? So, anyway, everybody, let's just get right on with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, how you guys doing? I'm fine. You like my shirt? I like it. I like it well enough. It's a solid color, so I'm like, oh, it must be 100% cotton, but I'm not sure it actually is. It's horrible. But it's a nice looking bird, huh? It's a fit bird. Not to be confused with those degenerate fit birds, physically fit but spiritually unfit birds who dress up for Halloween. Don't call women birds, kids. Oh, couple of super chats actually, since I'm here. Lin Yen Shin asks that I tell BRANDI I am sorry our marriage didn't work out. And I disclaim, of course, that I failed to become rich and smart and intelligent and superhuman enough to grant her heart's every desire. And sorry we haven't even met. But I hope she will, number 2, pay. In peace. Always, ! Thank you, Lin Yen Chin. Much obliged. I shall pass that along to BRANDI, who is already married, already has children, and don't be sorry, Lin Yen Chin. Be careful. And over here, Alex from Texas. I don't remember if I read this or not. We spend our entire lives holding on, thinking we are experiencing pain. The only real pain is in letting go. Love is letting go. Hake, says Alex from Texas. Huh. Thanks, man. I at least somewhat agree. Greggatron. That's why men don't really care. It's because they love. Or they're closer to love. Even if they don't actually love. But it just seems... I remember, okay, the reason I'm saying this is because I had a friend. I had multiple friends in high school who were children of divorce. One of them just kind of shrugged off like the mama spirit of another friend who felt sorry for other friends who were concerned about like a mother who was getting with somebody or something. Because there's a mama spirit that creeps in. And the guy just shrugged it off, whatever. Meaning like, let him. I had an uncle whose wife stormed off at one point, mad about something. He's like, don't toss the chips. You're breaking the chips. You don't like broken chips. I don't eat chips. I know, but if you did, you wouldn't like broken chips. Don't toss the chips. And at some point along in that situation, she got mad and stormed off. And this uncle, who may or may not actually be an uncle, the daughter said, "Go after her," and he shrugged and put his hands up. Let her to herself. He didn't even answer. He just shrugged his shoulders. That's the example of love, is letting go, I think. Because you don't necessarily have to preach and correct every single time, or run after and comfort and stuff. That's mama stuff. So I agree. I had another child of divorce friend who, as an adult, he as a kid overheard his mother starting to date again, and she's all, "Finally, I'm doing something for me," because she'd been all about her children after her husband left or whatever. And she's all, "Finally, I'm doing something for me." And up until that point, it had bugged him that his mother would get with a stepfather or a boyfriend or whatever. And at that point, when he heard her say, "Oh, finally, I'm doing something for me," he's all, "Oh, okay, yeah, do what you need to do, Mom, because I'm all about me too," type of mindset, right? He didn't say, "because I'm all about me too." But it's like, "Oh yeah, Mom sacrificed so much for us as kids. Finally, she's doing something for herself." That's not the kind of letting go, quite, in my opinion. That's sort of a mama letting go, rather than a father's letting go. Because that was feeling sorry, let them. That's like feeling sorry for the gays or whatever, shout out, who they should have love too. Phoniness. You know what I mean? So I agree with you, sir. Thank you for your coffee super chat thingamajigger. Alex in Texas. I almost closed a tab that I didn't want to close. Pardon me. Nice, huh? Very nice. Oh, Lord. Have mercy. I feel my temperature rising. All right. And speaking of quote-unquote love, Greggatron says, "I want to give a huge shout out to our girl, Terri, who is getting married this weekend." And I shall not dox her maiden name. Okay? So if anybody sees Terri, tell her congratulations. Congratulations, Terri. I see you in my mind's eye. I don't think I've ever seen her. I don't know. But anyway, congratulations. Hey, getting married. Wish you well. And Greggatron, unless you're referring to Mary C, as in C's candy, there is no apostrophe in C's, just so you know. I am that guy. And I don't hate to be that guy. I know you're fine with me being that guy who corrects you on your punctuation or spelling or grammar or whatever this thing is. C's, no apostrophe. Terri. So right on. Thank you, Greggatron. I heard her call. She called in and said she's getting married this year, and she asked about some sort of advice for an aim as far as something related to becoming a housewife or something. Nice. Thank you, Greggatron. That's cool. Sweet. Greggatron, S.O. Terri. Very nice. Mama Spirit versus Father's Spirit. Just reviewing quickly here. Hey, guys. Disclaimer. And Super's Coffees. NYC. You guys. Otherwise, Lin Yanshin, I'm chuckling about him because he's such a mess. Don't talk about BRANDI like that. And Alex on Love is Letting Go. Very nice. Okay, so let me get to a first-time caller here. John in Massachusetts is on hold here. Let me get to John. John, thank you for calling and holding, sir. What's up?
Yesterday morning, you had one of your first callers did a comparison with plantation owners in the Old South, and I forgot exactly what his comparison was, but it brought to mind one that I have. The plantation owners down in the Old South, they would never do any work themselves. They would just ride around and shoot off their guns.
Oh, yeah.
And now you have, in the 21st century, the gang members and the gang leaders in the cities, they don't work, and they just drive around and shoot their guns.
Yeah. They're like plantation owners.
Yeah, it's the same oppression happening. The oppressive plantation owners that held down the slaves in the plantations, the gangs in the cities are oppressing people where they live.
That's why I say that the present times are worse than slavery for the Black Americans, and others who have to deal with that crime and stuff, which they're trying to spread, actually. I think that the gang members are worse than the plantation owners, because I bet that there were some plantation owners for whom running that plantation was not that easy. Because think of them as, just because they're slaves doesn't mean that they just self-manage. You got to have like managers. You got to be the boss in order to have a successful plantation. It's kind of like being a CEO today. So it wasn't necessarily easy, and yeah, they probably had more free time than the slaves, but their lives were not as cushy as ours today. We live like kings, better than kings maybe today. Everybody.
I don't think you should give a pass to the plantation owners. That was evil.
Well, it may have been evil. I'm not even meaning to give him a pass or anything. Whether it was evil or not is different from whether it was a cushy, lazy, trifling job where you simply had to ride around and shoot guns for sport and fun. A lot of them did, but I think that today's times they're worse because morally, like for example, the Black Americans, many of them are not working. They're getting spoiled and taken care of without even working for it. And like you said, the gang members are actually shooting people, whereas the plantation owners were probably hunting animals.
Well, they're both using fear and putting people in fear.
Yeah.
It's evil.
Yeah, it is.
But before we get too serious, I would just want to ask you a question. Sometimes you open the show with, "It's 9:00 in Los Angeles."
Yeah.
How do you even know about that? If you were born in 1980, that rock and roll radio was pretty much gone by that time. Did you hear about it from watching the movie Once Upon a Time in L.A.?
No. Finish your question. You said Once Upon a Time in L.A. What?
Well, that was a trademark of KHJ in Los Angeles back in the
Wow.
late 60s and 70s. So when you say that to open the show, it's just like you're a rock and roll DJ. It takes me back to the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
But where did you even get that idea to open the show like that?
Well, I like to let people know what time it is and the date that it is when I open my show, because I've been known to get confused in the past. And so that's kind of puts a stamp on my podcasts because I upload it afterwards and sometimes people listen. And when I say Los Angeles, I don't know if you, well, you noticed, I mean, you repeated me saying it like that. I got that from Superman, one of the Superman movies. I think it's Superman 3 with General Zod and all them. Because these cops from like Texas or somewhere, they're looking at these weirdo alien guys who look like they're from Los Angeles. Because they're wearing their black jumpsuit things. These alien bad guys. So that's where I got it. But I must have gotten that old time radio culture from osmosis. I don't know, listening to Jesse Lee Peterson or somebody. I don't know. But I certainly have never seen Once Upon a Time in L.A. or anything.
Once Upon a Time in L.A., that's about like a alternative universe view of the Sharon Tate Manson murders.
Oh, really?
I think that's what the name of it. And in the movie, Brad Pitt is driving around.
Oh, you mean Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Oh, that's what. Yeah,
The relatively recent Tarantino movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen that either though. So tell me a little bit about it since you've started. Now I'm curious.
In that movie, Brad Pitt drives around, and they play in the background on his car radio, KHJ.
Oh, cool.
And it's to put you into the motif, the time period of when that happened with Manson.
Yeah. Wow.
And I think the disc jockey's voices in the background hit on that top of the hour, 9 o'clock in Los Angeles.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Right on.
So
you kind of make me want to watch that movie now.
It's pretty much worth it to just to get a sense
of that.
It's like watching of that era, yeah. It's
That's
like
how I feel. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's like watching Mad Men to get a sense of what it was like in New York City in the early 1960s.
Yeah, which I haven't seen Mad Men either. That's a TV series about, I guess, crime and business, something like that, I think.
Depraved lifestyles of materialistic, carnal people in New York.
Wow.
And I didn't know if you hadn't lived through it.
Yeah.
If you would really get it, but it's so accurate. And then the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood thing, it is an accurate bringing to life of the feel of what it was like then.
That is so cool. You know, I've sort of like watching older movies for that reason now. I've seen some of these movies with some of these old-timer police movies. Like there's this white guy who starred with, he co-starred with like Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was like this criminal allowed out of prison for a few days, and this cop was there. And then I like to see like some of the Death Wish movies with Charles Bronson. And one of the movies that I really like, not for the story necessarily, but just for the feel of it, is, pardon the noise, guys, is The Shining. I just like the setting of the hotel and the vibe of it. And plus, you're making a lot of noise, John. What's going on? Are you there?
I thought that I had muted. I have a cold.
Oh, okay. Well, you must have done something else I didn't hear you coughing. I'm just hearing a lot of scratching going on.
I'm sorry.
No worries. No worries.
But we could brainstorm a movie that could just juxtapose the old plantation owners, the evil, fear-mongering plantation owners from the Old South getting transposed into becoming gang members in the urban jungle in the city today in order to make the point about fear and not working and oppressing people.
Yeah. Sort of wake people up a little bit. You know, the person who called about the plantation owners was comparing the government employees to plantation owners. Because the government employees, they get paid for doing not much. You know.
That was it.
Yeah. Well, great call, John. Appreciate hearing from you, man.
And following up on that,
Yes, sir.
they just have the No Kings rallies.
Uh-huh.
We have hundreds or thousands of kings all across the country with their little fiefdoms in the bureaucracy.
True.
Like the caller was saying, they are little kings.
That's a fact.
So they should take the No Kings rallies and use it to bring to light the oppressive practices of people who use their power to oppress everyday people.
That's right. Totally. Trump is liberating us from the kings by shrinking the government, sort of, trying to. And liberating us from the kings by deporting the illegals that the kings have forced upon us. Shout out. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Call me again
You're
sometime.
welcome. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That was fun. Except for the scratching part, but that happens sometimes. Always be braced in yourself because you never know what loud, obnoxious sound may come from the Hake Report stream or podcast. I want to get to HADEN in Texas, who's on hold here. HADEN, thank you for calling and holding, sir. What's up?
My brother Hake, how's it going?
It's going well, sir.
I may not know what a communist is, but we're going to take over you whites.
That's funny, man. Shout out to the black callers.
Yeah, can you believe he said that yesterday? I don't know what a communist is, but it sounds like a name, a soundbite or whatever he said.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I heard that the Trump administration's taken away the EBT SNAP benefit or the food stamps or whatever. That actually made me think of John in Kentucky, actually, when I read that story.
You think of him as being a recipient of food stamps or something?
Oh, he's definitely one of the ones that, advocates for affirmative action and, all that garbage.
Oh, advocates for it.
Yeah.
You think so? He may be for that. He may be for just encouraging black Americans just to leech off of the government. He may be. I've never really asked him. That's a question I should ask him.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he'll deny it, but I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory every time he calls in, but
yeah, true. I mean, he considers himself oppressed, or he considers black people oppressed, which is silly.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he's always a victim. But anyway, the reason I called in was because did you what do you think? The topic was about something else, but I wanted to ask you this first. What do you think about the Republicans' chances of winning midterms next year in 2026?
I don't know. It kind of depends on how good of a job Trump is able to do, how effective he is, and how well he's able to open the eyes of the blind, Yeah. If he continues to do what he's been doing and keeps at it, I think he'll have some I think he'll have enough breakthroughs that we may have a chance to win in the midterms. I know that it may not look great right now, but it may, if he keeps at it and doesn't back down, that is energizing to the base, which is you and me, and
Right.
and people like us, meaning the sensible people who just, it's so refreshing to see him do this thing that he's been doing in this second term.
The people that have common sense.
Yeah. Because if he becomes at all moderate or namby-pamby, which he has been perceived as being at times, then we're going to lose in the midterms. Generally, whoever's president during the midterms, the opposing team wins more.
Right.
Like in 2018, that's when we got the squad. They got elected, right? Something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I could be wrong. It may have been before that.
No, I think you're right.
So I can't predict the future, of course, but I do believe that there is a principle that when you stay strong on your principles and smart about it, work smart and work hard, which is what Trump, I think, has been doing, then I think that we'll do okay in the midterms. You know, we have to have decent candidates. We haven't really had decent candidates. We're in 2025, right? And we have like
Right.
Winsome Sears, and we have Curtis Sliwa, who's a hometown hero. I like him. It's nothing personal, but he's just not a strong. He's just. I don't necessarily want to put all the blame on him because New York. We know that the New Yorkers are just blind voters. You know, they're just vote in horrible degeneracy and socialism. But there's like a lot of foreign-born. There's like a lot of foreign-born New Yorkers or children of foreigners who just. I think only like 40% of the population is really true native New Yorkers, or something like that. I could be. Don't quote me on that. You can quote me, but just realize that it may be wrong.
Yeah.
So, whatever. We'll see. we shall see.
You know, I think that 2024 was such a mandate as far as us winning the presidency, the House, the Senate. Trump won the popular vote.
Yeah.
He won all 7 swing states. I think that we're going to win midterms. Now, the last time that, so for an example, George Bush in 2004, he was president. That was the last time that he was president and won midterms at the same time. So that's a lot. That's a lot of time that scenario happened. So I believe that the same thing's going to happen this time around because Trump won the popular vote. That no Republican did that since 2004, Bush's term, and then also he won the state of Nevada as well. That didn't happen until 2004 as well. That's the last time it happened. So I believe that 2024 was such a mandate for change. I don't see how we would lose next year in midterms. That's just my guess as far as that goes.
Yeah, nice. We'll see.
Does that make sense? That perspective?
I think so. I have to wait and see on it, Yeah, we'll see.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one other thing I wanted to get to, but it may take a little while to get to. I'm kind of short on time right now.
Okay. If you want to plant the seed with the quick, if it's a question that you want to just throw out there, and then if you have to run, that's fine.
Yeah. I don't mind just throwing it out there.
Okay.
Do you? So I was thinking about this. I was driving somewhere, and I was thinking about this the other day. Do you believe that there is one truth? And meaning, so like me personally, I believe that there is one truth. I don't believe in quote unquote opinions. For example, of course, like for let's say like blue is my favorite color or yellow or whatever. That's an opinion,
right?
But as far as like politics or religion or I don't know, I guess you would say social issues or whatever. Me personally, I don't believe that there's an opinion. I believe there is one truth.
Same.
You do believe that as well?
I do.
Wow. I've never heard that come up whenever I've watched your show or whatever.
Well, it's
So you
kind
do
of
believe that?
well, it's kind of like the platform they're enemies of America, you know. Just just by nature their list of what they value. It's like the mama spirit, which is destructive to the family or to the home, to the country. That they're pretending or they're lying to themselves and everyone else that they're for the people when they're against them.
100%.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that when I was somewhere the other day, and I was like, I wonder if Hake believes that, if he's ever brought it up before. Have you ever brought that up before? I don't think I've ever heard you mention that.
Not in those words about there's one truth. Lin Yan Chin has told me the truth. Lin Yan Chin told me one time at least that the truth is one. It's not truths, it's truth. Facts can be part of one truth, but they're not truth. They end up being lies because they're out of the full context of the big picture. When you take the big picture, anger is a lie because it's all pride. Pride is a lie.
Right, it's all emotion.
Yeah. And intellectualism is a lie. Facts end up being lies because there's always something that you're missing. So there's truth, and then there's facts, and then there's full-blown lies. But yeah,
obvious lies.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, like so that was about 2 days ago, and I was thinking about that.
Nice.
But then yesterday, I don't want to say this is like a jab to John in Kentucky or whatever.
Okay.
But yesterday he called in and said that he likes calling into your show and arguing.
Right.
And when he said arguing, I thought that sounded like a woman thing to say. I want to call in and argue with you.
Right.
The more masculine way of saying that would be, I want to come on your show and debate you. Let's go over topics or whatever. That'd be the more masculine way to go about that. But he said argue, which to be honest, doesn't surprise me. He worded it that way.
Yep.
But
it's very interesting, man.
But yeah,
good catch.
Yeah, I know. I guess it's kind of mixed for some reason, but that sort of triggered me because a lot of times when people quote unquote want to debate, especially on the left or on the right as well, they say that's just my opinion,
right?
For whatever they believe, and that always bothers me because it's either you're standing for the truth and what the one truth, or you're not. It's not really about opinion. It's about the actual facts.
Yeah. Right.
So
I agree with that. Now, I like to keep in mind that I don't know a lot of stuff, and that I'm not God, but God lets you know stuff, and that knowledge you shouldn't deny.
Right. Correct.
I like that judges have opinions, because that lets you know that judges are not God. They're wannabe gods. They're little g gods.
Right.
And sometimes they're false gods and have false opinions. Like the Supreme Court justices and all them, the so-called Supreme Court. Nice. Right on, man. I agree with you. And they try to dismiss the truth as that's your opinion when you're telling something that's just the truth. It's kind of like Wikipedia has this liberal bias because they rely on the liberal media. And most of the people who feed into Wikipedia probably are liberals, intellectuals. And on Punchy TV yesterday, we talked about Grokkipedia, which is started by Elon Musk to compete.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, to oppose, to be an alternative to Wikipedia, and it's made by AI. And it incorporates Wikipedia and many other sources, but it's meant to be more truthful and less biased rather than, and more factual and objective than Wikipedia, which has horrible liberal bias and evil anti-man bias. You'll see this,
Right.
you'll see like a person who's not a bad person, right? And they'll call this person, in the first line of they're describing this person, is a white supremacist and convicted
Oh, yeah.
terrorist and
Those
church
are always
bomber
my favorites.
or convicted sex offender. And they don't put quotation, quote unquote, convicted, quote unquote, sex offender. They call it, so it's objective reality, convicted sex offender. But sometimes that's a debatable conviction, or, you know,
Right.
a sketchy conviction and things like that. But they have a bias. But then when they talk about themselves, about Grokkapedia, because Grokkapedia started because of the bias, but Wikipedia said alleged bias. But no, it's not merely alleged, it's observable bias in
Exactly.
Wikipedia.
100%.
Yeah.
100% correct. And can I add something to what you just said a few minutes ago?
Sure.
So you said that you're not one to like have all the stats or whatever on your side, and that's totally fine. But like, so
let me
like
put you
Trump
on
said-
hold 1 second. This line is, I'm gonna put you on hold for like, I said 1 second, but let me do it like for 5 seconds because your phone is kind of iffy, and just in case this fixes it. Okay, try again, Hayden. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. It's the same issue, but go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No worries. That might not be on your end. Go ahead.
So a few minutes ago you said that you didn't have all the stats on your side as far as like knowing the stats or whatever. But like Trump said, and this is largely true about the Republican Party. It's about common sense about what you see. You know, as a reality. A lot of the times the stats are skewed to fit an agenda. So
true.
You know, it's all about common sense, and I believe wholeheartedly that there's only one truth, and we need to start going by that again. We did in past years,
right?
You know, decades ago, but I mean, we need to get back to where we were, you know,
right
decades
on, man.
ago.
And your phone cleared up, thankfully. Appreciate it, Hayden. Good hearing from you, sir.
Same to you. Have a great day, Hake.
All right. You as well.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye. I saw this chat from, and I'll read your super chats as well. Baldman54 says, Hake, I'm amazed that you agreed with Hayden about assuming something about a collar based on their words. SMH, shaking his head. I doubt that John from Kentucky receives SNAP, which is food stamps, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, benefits. I seriously doubt that too. That's why I disagreed with him. Baldman, I said, I don't know if he's receiving that. But he said, you may not have caught it. This is why I do this disclaimer, because you guys mishear, misunderstand, completely misinterpret to the opposite of what I said and what we said and something that he even said, Hayden said. That Hayden said that John from Kentucky, he thinks that he's an advocate for it. I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe he advocates for such things, affirmative action and welfare and stuff, because they're all about, he's fine with fleecing of the whites. So I found that a possible thing that I could ask him about it. If you go back, I said, oh, maybe that's a question I should ask him. So no, I was not saying I don't believe that John from Kentucky gets food stamps. Nice. Kentucky John. So Baldman54, you completely misheard and misinterpreted what I said. 54 on John from Kentucky. If you go back and listen, I get that if you're in the chat, you may be distracted and mishear or only hear parts. And so and then when you go away from consciousness and then you come back to listening. You go away from listening because you're in the chat, and then you come back from listening and you hear me say, yeah. And then you're like, he said yeah to this? I could totally see that happen. And that's why the snake pit is distracting. I encourage you all, stay away from the snake pit when in church. Those of you who want to catch actual church, for example, or JLP's monologues or whatever, his great messages that he delivers for your benefit. Those with ears to hear, let them hear, you know? Those without, be busy in the snake pit or in the snake pit of your mind, because your mind is a snake pit too. Your mind is a worse snake pit than the snake pit, chat. It's true. See, chat? There's something worse than you. And it's in your head. Nice. Okay, so a few super chats and then I'll get back to your calls. Thank you again, Steven, for the cheerleader sticker jumping up and down. That's fun. And Cuckoo G Ow, hi Hake, I'm man. Cuckoo G Ow is as the male penguin. Okay, thank you for clearing that up because I said him or her. My question is, what is the difference between those born again you met versus those not born again? Okay, and it sounds like you're asking me those who are born again whom I have met versus those who are not born again. Those who are born again whom I've met are compelling. And those who are not born again are uncompelling. Now, there's some people who are a mess who are pretty compelling because they're just talented or have worked a lot and learned a lot and stuff like that. And they have some God-given talent, I suppose. I reckon. But that's one difference. They're calm. They're confident with faith, with God. Con, meaning with. Fidos, or something like that. Fidelity, faith, faithfulness. Fido, the dog, faithful. Fidel Castro, fidelity. Not that he was, necessarily. I don't know. Didn't seem like he seemed like a bad hombre. Nice, thank you, Cuckoo G Ow. Anthony, no message. Very nice. Let me just double check over here. Sweet. What is up, Rumble crew? Nice to see you guys and gals. Guys includes gals. All right. Tony in California. On the line over here. Tony, how the heck are you?
How you doing, Mr. Hake?
I'm doing fine. I feel like I'm doing a little bit better than your connection.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me see what I can do for you there. Hold on.
Okay.
How about now? Is it better?
When you said, how about now, that sounded better. But when you said, is it better? It broke up.
Oh, how about now? Is it better now?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, sir. How you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
Right on, right on. It's amazing that you came on, when you first came on, you were saying that, you don't back what you be saying on the airwaves.
That's right.
Because you know what you be saying and what your boss may be saying are mostly fabricated, propagated lies.
Oh, you think so?
I know so.
How do you know that?
Because y'all was talking about...
Does it take one to know one?
Wait a minute. No. Y'all was talking about
because
the
you fabricate something right, lies all the time, every time you call in.
No.
Go ahead.
You were talking about the government shutdown and the Democrat. But how in the world can you blame the Democrat when the Republicans have the Senate, y'all had the House of Representatives, and you had the Judiciary Division. So y'all own all three branches. So how you gonna blame the Democrat All you gotta do is Trump to do is call the Mike Johnson and say open up the government. But what y'all doing is destroying America.
No, you're mistaken.
Yeah.
You're mistaken.
No,
I'm not blaming the Democrats. I am thanking the Democrats. Thank you, Democrats, for shutting down the country, the government anyway. Because I like the government shut down, and I thank them for shutting down the government. They pretend like they want to take care of illegals and lazy trifling people with their evil Obamacare. Meanwhile, Trump is able to cut down. Trump is cutting down.
Evil Obamacare.
Yeah.
Evil Obamacare.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Y'all been talking about Obamacare since he brought that into existence.
That's right, because he's been forcing it.
You haven't brought up a plan yet.
We don't need a plan.
You haven't brought up a plan to help people yet.
We don't want to help people.
So how come it's evil when you're trying to help people survive in this country?
Because that's not the government's job to help people survive. If you can help people survive, if you let the government help people survive, it's gonna withhold that help from anybody they want to. And on top of that, it's not the government's job. The people are supposed to help themselves. That's how a society succeeds and thrives, is when the people take care of themselves. Have you ever noticed do you spoil your children to this day? Do you take care of your children?
I sure enough do.
Wow, so you're not a good father. You're a mama.
Well, you can
so
call
how come you didn't raise them right? How come you didn't raise them right so that they can take care of themselves?
They my children. That's why.
Wow, they're still children.
I love them. Are
they underage?
Them until they die.
Are they grown or are they children? Are they grown or are they actual children?
They're grown, but I told my grandkids. My grandkids, I could be there for them too.
That's pathetic.
Okay, that's your word.
Yeah, that's evil. You're not a father. You're not my father. You're a mama.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How many kids you got? 0.
What's the point?
So when you get some, speak on it.
You think I'm gonna be a mama like you? You think I'll be a pathetic socialist?
You a mother now. You're a mother now and don't have none.
Touche. But that's not the point. The government's not. I don't care if I'm a mama. That's not an argument. At least I know I'm not supposed to vote in for a mama government, because a mama evil communist government is an enemy of the people. Do you support the government paying for transgender stuff?
Hey, whatever the people paying the government, all the people got to do is to
listen to a liar. You ask a yes or no question, and the liar goes, "Hey."
I have no comment on that transgender.
No, do you support the government supporting the transgender agenda, making people turn transgender?
I have no comment on that. I have no.
Well, that's what Obamacare does.
That.
Obamacare is forcing everybody to pay for the transgender illegals. Maybe. Now, of course, I disclaim. Okay, I may be making this up, fabricating, lying. The government is forcing Obamacare to take care of the transgender criminals in the prisons and jails and turn them the transition surgery stuff. I don't support that. They should pay for it themselves if they want to do that. Don't you agree?
Hey, once again, I have no comment when it comes to that. But the thing is,
that's because you're justified.
But let me ask you this.
Yes.
So you support the Republicans taking care of all these sex offenders, then, right? That hurt children. Y'all won't release.
We're not taking care of them.
They're
taking care of. Those guys are billionaires.
Why they won't?
The billionaires are taking care of themselves.
Release the Epstein file. Why don't you say that?
Because it's silly. I don't care about the Epstein file.
Wait. Is he nasty? What do you mean? Why is it silly?
Because it's ridiculous.
You know some major players in there.
No,
you know there's some major players in there.
But
one, your president is all over it. All you got to do is follow the money. And how much money did he donate to the Epstein
Money doesn't tell you everything.
Bro, yes it do. Yes it do. Oh, yes it does.
Everything that you did wrong was not necessarily with money.
Bro, will you stop your lying, bro?
I never lie.
Stop the lying.
I never lie.
Stop the lie.
I've never lied in my life.
Your Bible says John 8:44. Your father is the devil.
Hey.
And we all know who your father is, Jesse Lee Peterson. Oh! But the thing is, my friend, is
Yes,
this.
sir.
I've never seen a Republican party. I've never seen a political party that protect pedophiles as much as I do right now. I've never seen that. And most people.
Oh,
that
you mean the
get arrested,
Democrats? Are you talking about the Democrats or,
the
or
most
what?
people that get arrested behind being pedophilia is Republicans and MAGA supporters.
No, not really.
It is.
No.
Look at the statistics. Look at the statistics.
Statistics?
Yes, you always want to go by statistics.
Statistics show that black people are more bigger offenders per capita.
That's a lie.
No,
That's a
it's
lie.
not a lie.
That's
I don't
a
think it's a
lie.
lie. No, it's not.
Black people are not nowhere on that statistics.
They're all over that. They're all over that stuff. And the problem with the black people is they have a no snitch culture, so they don't even talk about it.
Because we solve our own problems.
No, you don't. You don't solve anything.
Yes, we do.
Nuh-uh. How come the black so-called community is such a mess then?
It's not a mess, bro.
It is a mess.
Y'all making a mess. Y'all on the media.
Now you're
y'all want people to believe it.
Do you
y'all
love
want
black
people?
people?
To believe,
do you love black people?
You want this America country.
I love black people. Do you love black people?
Yeah. You don't even love yourself. So how you gonna sit there and say that?
You don't know me.
Your boss says there is no love.
Yeah, I know, but I love black people. If I love anybody, I love black people.
Well, like
how about
I go
you?
With Jesse said.
How about you?
Jesse said there is no love. There is no love, bro.
Oh,
there
so you don't?
Love.
So you agree with him? There is no love. You have no love.
Yes, I agree. I agree 1,000%.
So you have no love.
No.
You don't love you. You don't even love your children.
I would turn on you as fast as a heartbeat.
I know that. Do you love your children though? Would you turn on your children?
Yes. I got kids today. I don't even speak to.
Nice. I'm not surprised. Then how come you're talking so much to me? Typical. I relate.
Because I want y'all to tell the truth on the airwaves.
How come you don't
stop lying to the people?
Lord.
Stop brainwashing.
Then how come you don't stop lying? Every time you call in, you lie.
Stop the brainwashing, bro. Stop the brain. See, Jesse got a method. He repeats the same thing every day over and over. For
I know because the truth bears repeating.
No, this brainwashing.
Whereas you like to brainwash people with the big lie.
No.
Yes.
No, that's all y'all do. See, y'all got this psychology that y'all figure that, hey, if you keep saying it over and over, they're going to soon believe it.
Hey, no, people will see it or they won't see it.
They won't research nothing.
You don't have to research.
See, there you go. You tell dog, don't research.
Do you research?
Do not research nothing.
Do you research,
Bro,
Tony?
Everything that's being said, I do.
I rest my case. Liars
I
research.
No.
Liars research and misregurgitate. No, you're not anything close to the truth. You admitted that you hate. If you hate, then you don't tell the truth.
I don't, bro. I ain't never heard me say I hate no one.
You said you don't have no love.
I have no love, but hey, I ain't got to hate you either.
But that's all you have is hate.
Your own president say he hates.
I know, but it's not your kind of hate. He hates with the truth.
No,
he hates with a love. He hates with a loving hate.
One hate. No, see, there you go.
No, there's two hates. There's a right and wrong way to hate.
You know what they?
God hates and the devil hates. The God's hate is just not choosing you.
Don't God hate too?
The devil's hate is vicious. Yeah.
Well, come on.
Like Trump does. Yeah, the way that Trump does.
Huh?
Yeah. Yes, like Trump.
Oh, he's like Trump. Oh,
yeah.
So Trump now is God, right?
He's like God. He's a godly man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Why are you laughing? What's so funny?
Only thing he loves is money. That's all. That's all that he loves.
You're projecting. You're the one who loves money.
Him and Jesse, they love.
Do you love money?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Then how come you have a business?
I got several businesses.
And why is
that?
Because I
support it.
And what are those businesses
my
for?
family and friends with it. I support my family and friends, my friend.
By
This is
with what?
America.
How do you-
America is a corporation.
How does a
If you don't
business
have
support a
corporation
family?
Going, you ain't got nothing.
How does a business support a family?
I mean, how? Just like you supporting yourself, right?
With money, right?
Okay, then.
Then?
But I don't love it.
Yeah, you
I
do.
don't do anything for it. I won't do anything for it like y'all do.
You've never lied in your business?
No. For what?
You've never lied in conducting business?
No.
Not once.
No. For what?
You're
Why
lying.
would I have to lie for? Why would I have to lie for?
Because that's all you ever do when you call in. You must have lied in business.
No. Because you say I'm lying, but I'm trying to.
Now I'm not trying to get you in
correct
trouble.
your
I'm
lie.
not saying anything like. I'm just talking about like a little lie, like
A little
I was
lie.
here
Ain't no
on
such thing as a
time.
little lie. A lie is a lie. Ain't no such thing as a little.
I'm
or a
trying
white
to
lie.
I'm
Ain't no
trying
such
to
thing
help
as
you
nothing
out,
like that.
Tony.
No,
Toby.
You can't help me out because I ain't got nothing to hide, bro. I ain't got people to hide.
Okay, nice. Keep lying.
See, there you go. You can't help yourself, man. But I understand because you're white. I understand that.
What's that mean?
Yeah, you think you're privileged, so you do what you want.
What? I am privileged, and I do what I want.
Okay.
Nice.
But the thing is, you got to do it by lying. And that's not, and lying ain't going to get you too far because it's going to catch up with you sooner or later.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's for
about
sure.
lying.
That's what
It's
happened to
always
Norm
gonna catch up with
Macdonald.
you.
Norm Macdonald,
It
caught up with
it
it.
happened with Jesse. It happened with Jesse. It happened with you. And everybody that's in that panel.
You're a mess.
No, I'm the truth, the light, and the way.
All right, Tony. We heard it all.
All right, my friend. All right, I'll catch up with you next time, my friend. You
Take
have
care.
a wonderful day and tell the truth sometimes.
You will. I'll try.
Have a good day now.
All
Later,
right.
bro.
Bye. What a mess. Brandy in Hawaii. Brandy, thank you for calling and holding. Miss or ma'am, I mean.
Morning.
Mrs. Brandy.
Morning.
Morning.
Man, Tony's a mess, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking of yesterday is Jason from Buffalo. Where'd he go?
I don't know.
Remember?
Yeah. I
It's been, like,
haven't even
almost
thought
a
of him in
year.
a while.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of people that call it argue.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. I wonder how he's doing.
Yeah, maybe I'll call now. Hey, was Lin Lin Chin asking to marry me?
No, he was apologizing for his failure to living up to himself, his potential, so that he might have married you. But alas, that's just his imagination running away with him. I told him, I let him know that you're already married and have kids.
Yeah.
Nothing to be
22
sorry
years.
for.
What the? Isn't that crazy?
And Lin Yan
22
Chin is
years
barely
went by.
22 years old. Doxed. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding around.
That's funny. Why does everybody want to marry me?
Because you're a girl on the internet.
Because I'm a character?
Yeah.
I'm a goofball?
And because you have
happens.
ADHD. And
Yeah. I'm an Asperger.
right.
I'm an Asperger and I have high definition.
Yep.
I'm a goof. Hey, I wanted to say, like, when I was poor, I never ever got food stamps ever, never, and I probably could have.
Was that your?
times
Did your
throughout my
mother?
life.
Was your mother kind of poor too, and she refused food stamps too? Was that a story from you?
No, she would. If she could get a free handout for the rest of her life, I'm sure she would have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm the one that she got my dad. She got pregnant on the first night stand.
Okay.
And I came out of it. Remember?
Yeah.
I was telling you.
Did you ever meet your dad? I forget.
I saw him, I think, 3 times in my entire life.
Okay. And he's gone now?
That I remember.
Is he gone now?
Yeah, he died. He died when I was 5. She
Oh,
stressed him
wow.
to death.
She stressed him to death, even though she didn't really live with him?
Yeah, they never lived together.
Yeah.
I think she was trying to trap him. Because, I told you I was raised by narcissists. I'm pretty sure she was one.
Yeah. I mean,
Almost
that's
positive.
everybody who's not a narcissist, right?
I
mean,
know.
I mean,
Actually, I was thinking that.
I'm sure she may have been extreme. I'm not taking that away. I'm not diminishing it. I'm just
I think
expanding
she got better, I guess, but you know.
Really?
I was I was saying that my dad's wife died in 82
Okay.
and I was born in 83. So I think it was like not even a year later that they went on a date and got pregnant with me.
Oh. Okay.
And
So he was a young widower
yeah.
and she was just
But
a mess.
they were my uncle and him went to school, and then it's my aunt's sister, so they've known each other for like years and years and years. So I think that's also why, you know, they were comfortable with each other just because they knew each other.
Oh, okay. All right.
But yeah, it caused a lot of drama, and I was
bet.
like always the kid that wasn't supposed to be born. But
is that how you
could
took
either,
it? Or is that how they said it?
I was treated, you know, they would say it a lot of times, like, that's not my sister, or, you know, you could feel it. You could feel it.
Oh, the half siblings you're talking
about. The half sisters, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least one.
Older
one
or younger?
But they're all older.
By your dad or by your mother?
I have two sisters from my dad's side, and I have a sister and brother from my mom's side.
And all of them kind of rejected you?
No, not all of them.
Nice.
No. Just, I think it was just out of anger, you know, like when you lose a parent and then all of a sudden your dad's hooking up with other girls, like Jesse says, you know, you don't want a step-parent, right?
Yep. Totally.
So
makes sense.
It doesn't make sense to...
They didn't have... your half-siblings didn't have good parents. That's...
I'm not... Well, I know my mom's side, because I was raised by her, that she wasn't a good parent.
Yeah.
We're, like, all messed up because of her, right?
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
It sucks, but you could either cry about it or use it, you know, to... I don't know. I've never been, like, a victim because of it. I never felt like a victim because of it.
Huh.
You know?
Right on.
Yeah. Anyways, that makes me want to mention the ADHD thing. Did you want to type that in to your little computer to show? I wanted to, if you could type in ADHD, borderline BPD, and autism.
BPD stands for borderline personality disorder. What is borderline personality disorder?
It's part of the cluster B. You know, like we were just talking about narcissism. Narcissism is part of a cluster B, along with psychopath.
So this is all psychology theory. They have a thing called cluster B personality disorders, and
yeah, that's what they call them, is cluster B. But you know, then they put names like psychopath and
I don't know if I've heard of this.
And sociopath.
And
so you can tell why you guys make fun of ADHD. You could tell. But if you type those into and show, there's an overlap of them. Like,
of course,
all the traits overlap. And I was watching this psychologist, I guess, the other day, and she was saying that it kind of made me think of Jesse, that parents are causing ADHD and fearful avoidance by traumatizing them.
Yeah, of course. That makes total sense.
And I was like, what the? That totally made me think of you guys.
So some doctor made that claim?
Yeah, she's like a
psychologist
or whatever.
See? Science sometimes catches up with what's common sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, with what's only logical, you know?
Yeah, but if you, you can see, like, the overlap. They all have the same traits, so I just want to just point that out to you. I don't know if you're looking it up, because I don't see it.
I'm not right now. I'm not right now. Sometimes when I look stuff up, I get distracted, and then I lose.
Okay.
I'm not
listening. I'm thinking you have ADHD. That is totally a trait. That's totally a trait. And you were saying, like, last time we were talking, you were saying how you're hyper-focused. If you
okay.
look it up afterwards, you can look it up afterwards and talk about it later. But if you look it up in the images, you'll see how they all, like ADHD and autism, that's the same trait. They have the same, like, hyper-focus.
Yeah,
You start hyper-focusing.
like Greta Thunberg.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw her, like, like the next day after you called me Greta a few times ago.
Oh, did I call you Greta?
Yeah, you called me Greta because of
funny.
autism. Yeah, and I'm like, what the heck? And like a day or two later, she's all on the news, like Greta is talking crap about Israel and whatever, that whole thing. Anyways, I don't want to take up a whole lot of time.
Okay.
But I did want to point out that the food stamp thing I was watching, I think it was on Newsmax last night.
Okay.
That 59% of people on food stamps are illegal. 59%, that's more than half.
That has to be wrong.
That's what it's saying. I believe it was on Newsmax.
What did you say? What was the number? 59% or 50%?
It was 59%
of
illegals.
No, 59% of food stamps recipients?
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Food stamp. 59% of people that collect food stamps are illegal. Did I say that right? I don't know.
I don't believe that true. I could see
59%.
I could see there being a 59% in there. I could see somebody making the claim that 59% of illegals are on food stamps, perhaps. That sounds like it might be closer to the truth.
More that way.
Yeah.
But they were saying like 45% of them are from Afghanistan, and then they started naming off all of it. It was like almost half of those people were from like Islamic countries, Muslim countries.
Yeah, that's
half of the people collecting food stamps aren't even supposed to be here, and they're like the terrorists that are about to blow us up.
So if that's the case, it's definitely not a 59% number, because the vast majority of illegals, I would guess like 60-something% are Latino or Mexican or something. It's like 60% of the Latinos here are Mexican, and then most of the illegals are Latino, but there's also Asian and black and probably some Middle Eastern. 59.
Well, Afghanistan people, they're like having like 8 kids and 10 kids, 12 kids, and so they're taking more food stamps, you know. And it was saying that like their wives don't work and they just collect food stamps. So a huge chunk of our food stamps are going to people that want to blow us up. Well, and I'm the one that called in and said a terrorist attack's coming. So we're like feeding them to kill us.
Okay, so Center for Immigration Studies, CIS, that's a good source. The 59.4% from 2023 figure from Center of Immigration Studies. 59.4% of households headed by an illegal, they call them undocumented immigrant, which is false. They're illegal immigrant or illegal alien. Used one or more welfare programs in 2022, not specifically food stamps, all right? So it's a crucial distinction. They're on some sort of welfare. 59% of households headed by an illegal are on welfare.
I don't know, because the thing I was
wrong.
watching said it was like breaking news, like they found this out since they stopped the food stamp thing.
Oh. Well, that person may have just found out. That person may have just found out, but the Center for Immigration Studies report is from 2023, and they've been watching this stuff for quite some time. They're a really good source, actually. Center for Immigration Studies.
I'm going to look it up again and call you back, but it was like kind of like a breaking news thing last night that they were saying that since the food stamps shut down, or since the government shut down, I should say, that this has been exposed, that 59% of our...
It could have gone viral since the shutdown because it came into people's awareness, but there have been hawks who've been watching this stuff, you know? So you said it was on Newsmax that you saw?
I think so. I can look at it again and call you back, but you're making me question my ADHD is messing with me. I'm questioning whether I'm right or not.
I know. So
I'm going to look it up and call you back.
December 2023, Newsmax reported on that very Center for Immigration Studies thing. 59% of illegal aliens use welfare, at least in terms of their households headed by them. 15 hours ago, Senator Cruz to Newsmax, fraud is significant in the SNAP program. It's a broken link here from Google, it seems to be. Page not found. But here, let me do this. Senator Cruz. Yeah, I would think that. I was talking with JLP about this, and he said anytime you have like government money and stuff like that, you have scams running, and it only makes sense. Do I accept or reject? What do I do? What does that say? Use necessary only, I guess. I'm such a boomer. Okay, so Senator Cruz to Newsmax, fraud, 15 hours ago, fraud is significant in the SNAP program. That's another good point. Reporting October 29th, Republican from Texas warned fraud within the SNAP Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program is very significant and accused Democrats of deliberately blocking efforts to clean it up, just like they do with the voter integrity stuff. He told Newsmax the left's push to expand dependency on, and the Democrats stop in crime and law enforcement, immigration enforcement, and everything. They're pro-crime, literally. It's crazy. Democrats repeatedly oppose Republican efforts to tighten the eligibility requirements and safeguards to detect abuse within the food stamp system. I think it's very significant fraud, he thinks, and every time Congress tries to address it, tries to put in checks to prevent fraud, to catch fraud, the Democrats fight tooth and nail. The only reasonable inference is that the Democrats want fraud, he says, claims he. They'd be happy with 42 million on food stamps becoming 60 million, 80 million, even 100 million people. Why? Because everyone can become dependent on the government they believe will vote for Democrats and more government forever. Everything for today's Democrats is secondary to staying in political power, he says. Well, Lion Ted told some facts and some opinions. Over 12 million illegal aliens in 4 years allowed into the country, invaded by way of the Biden administration. Don't come, said cackling Kamala. Interesting. Well, thank you for bringing it up. Yeah, check it out and see if you can find it there.
Yeah, I'll call you back on it. But yeah, just hold on to your hats and glasses and try to eat beans and rice for a while if you have to. I think it's just going to expose and clean it up, and then we'll get back on track and give the food to people that really need it. It's kind of weeding it out, I would say. Weeding out the people that are taking advantage.
Compared to households headed by U.S.-born immigrant-headed households, to U.S.-born people, immigrant-headed households have especially high use of food programs. Okay, so 36% of immigrant-headed households versus 25% for U.S.-born. Medicaid, 37% versus 25% for U.S.-born. And earned income tax credit, 16% versus 12% for U.S.-born. That's wild. Very interesting. Here, let me copy this and paste it into the chat for you guys. At least the YouTube chat. Did you know that if you click on this the Hake report little profile picture here, you can see the thingamajigger. Copy this and paste it into the chat for you. Whatever, shut up. Nice. Well, thank you, Brandy. Thanks for the input.
Yeah. No worries. I'll call back later. It's already
Sounds
been
good.
a while. All right, later.
Bye. Let me read a few super chats here, everyone. David, Kuku Ji Ao says, compelling versus uncompelling. I'll have to study it more. That might not have been my best answer, okay? But compelling means you believe them when they talk. Uncompelling is, okay, whatever, you kind of tune them out. For example, They sound unconvincing. Or maybe they know what they're talking about, but you don't know what they're talking about. Or you're like, it doesn't stir anything in you. It's just empty words. David says, how old were you when you first started believing in Christ? And how old do you think children should be when we introduce them to the Bible and prayer? That's a nice question, David. Okay, so, quote unquote, believing in Christ. I was taught about Jesus and all that stuff from a young age because my family was into it. They went from being raised, quote unquote, Christian, going to church, my parents, to in high school becoming and after high school, becoming serious about it. And becoming what they considered really Christian. And so I had that gospel. I remember watching Gospel Bill. It was a Christian TV show with this cowboy from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And he was not a real cowboy, I don't think, but maybe he was. And so I was taught to read. My mother taught me to read. Certainly before kindergarten, I knew how to read. Would read Bible verses front and back. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23:1 or whatever it was. Pray without ceasing. Timothy, something. Whatever it was. I don't know. So that's how I learned to read, was reading Bible verses on 3x5 note cards, or however big they were. So I was introduced to all that stuff, and my dad would pray for us. We would pray over the meal. We would all hold hands around the table, and he would pray to bless the meal, for dinner. And at night, he would come in and bless us. At night when we were in bed, he would come in and bless us. So that was introduced to that type of prayer stuff. And then on Fridays, we would go to church on Sunday with my mother. My dad wouldn't. Oh, so that's why I thought my dad is very Christian, because he would bless us and he would do the prayer at night, but he wouldn't necessarily go to church. Huh. But then also he was just serious, and he worked and had a good work ethic, and he was pretty even keel overall. But and then Fridays we had Jesus Club, because the neighbor kids wanted Jesse, wanted my oldest brother to join their gang. They wanted to have a gang together, and then she's like, no, or a club. And so my mother started Jesus Club. So we would have Jesus Club with the neighborhood and school friends and kids. We would play outside and then come in, sing some songs. My mother would tell a story for the kids. Whatever. So it was Christian-y stuff. That was my upbringing. And we would watch Gospel Bill and Fire by Night, listen to Christian music. So I didn't even listen to secular music until started hanging out with my friends. But actually believing in Christ or knowing him, I got kind of like my parents. I got more serious about it and started reading the Bible much more consistently for myself come high school and especially college. So, nice. Okay, so I don't know if any of that did any good in terms of the real thing. It was fine. In terms of the real thing, let's say I'm still learning. David, let's say I'm still learning. It's kind of like what Alex in Texas said, loving is letting go. One of the things I appreciated about my dad, as opposed to my mother, was that my dad was, and my mother was okay at this, but she was not nearly as good as my dad at this, at laissez-faire, hands off, let you do what you will. Now, neither, I suppose, were perfect at it, but the father is better at letting you do your thing, generally speaking. Because some of this is just be normal. But no, some of the times the Christians are like Christian-y Christian. And I was never, at least to my knowledge, Christian-y Christian. I fell into it a little bit in college because I was trying. I haven't tried this. I haven't been willing to do that. So let me do that. Raise the hands and stuff. Oh, man. Stuff like that. Because I'm like, well, nothing else seems to be working full blown. Maybe I have to work myself up to emotionally feel it. What a mess. I think God is simpler than all that mess. Jim in Alaska asks, how much do you pay Tony to call in to cause so much drama? And he also says, people need to take care of themselves. That's a fact, man. That is such a fact. Like the once libertarian man who came and spoke at a men's conference, Larry Elder, ran for governor of California, unsuccessfully, at least in a worldly sense, for governor. He said libertarians would probably be for open borders if it weren't for the welfare state. But we have this welfare state, and that's what these people come for the welfare state. They know they're going to be, estamos en el norte. They know they're going to be well taken care of. And they can make easy money. It's a mess. It's horrible. So thank you for your... Oh, that was not even a coffee. Those were supers. When did you believe in Jesus? Introducing prayer. I think it's ask Jesse. But just you pray, and then when they get a little older to where they become more themselves, become more of their own person, you could let them know, be quiet, and get your time with the Lord. To answer David's thing, Tony in California, taking care of people. Boo. Thank you, Jim in Alaska. And no, we don't pay Tony anything. All right. Let me just refresh over here. I think that I saw something from Cesar or Cesar. Indeed, I did. Over on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report. Sup, Hake? This is a little part 2 to my last coffee about the point of view. Let me close this out. Hopefully I didn't show anything bad. Oh, there it is. The world. But my last coffee about the POV, point of view, question from yesterday. I guess you guessed right on the bonus question. I naturally have the point of view. Oh yeah, the point of view in terms of work, coworkers getting paid maybe more than me, and maybe they do less than I do. Anyway, I naturally have that point of view, and now only realize during my small debate with my coworker that others don't see things that way. Which point of view? That you're nosy or that you don't care? The reason I wanted to ask you for your opinion was because I thought I was tripping or being naive for having that point of view preference. Which one? The manlier one where you don't care, or the womanly one where you want to be nosy and find out what other people are paid? Now that I've asked you and others in my circle, I've come to the conclusion that people who have the opposite point of view tend to be miserable or angry individuals. Yeah, women, union people, angry people. The pro-union, communist type of union people. Sometimes you don't have a choice but be in a union. I get that, okay? And I get that they take care of you in a worldly sense, which is mama, but it's It is what it is. You don't have a right to work anymore without being in a union. Yeah, that's true. They tend to be miserable or angry individuals. I imagine that they are more miserable since they have extra information that they don't need. Yeah, be careful what you hear. Don't listen to gossip. In other words, ignorance is bliss. Big smile. So big that the eyes are closed. Have a great day, everyone. Cool sunglasses emoji. Thank you, man. That's great. That's wisdom, sir. Don't listen to gossip. Don't be nosy. That's why Messy Tony wants the Epstein files released. Because he thinks it'll expose Trump. I think he would be unpleasantly surprised that Trump had nothing to do with it. But he's a mess. He's a gossip. He's a woman. He's a mama. Thank you, Cesar or Cesar. Very nice. I like that. That is cool. All right, so let me just quickly review. Coffee, Cesar, not nosy on others' pay, we'll call it. Right on. So, guys, no American anchor baby today. Once again, no American anchor baby. Just FYI, he will be live tomorrow if, as the saying goes, the Lord wills it. If it be the Lord's will, Anchor Baby will arise and run JLP's show, and then help Hake start his show, and then help the Fallen State start its show tomorrow, and then do his show, the American Anchor Baby, on Rumble and YouTube, and flying high during Halloween, but in a Christian and godly way. American Anchor Baby. Not today, but Halloween. All right? And there's a right and wrong way to, quote unquote, celebrate Halloween. And there's a right and wrong way to, quote unquote, hate. Trump and God have the right way. Tony, and Hake have the wrong way to hate. All right, so let me just double check on the what's up, Kilo Alpha Tango, El Alacran, Aries 1, Potleaf, Groovy Monkey. Thank you guys for the diamonds and stuff. Let me double check on the Rumble crew and stuff. What's up, Old Saucy? Her number 2 etch. Levi. Oh, Levi is evil. Probably. I guaranteed Levi is evil because it's probably not actually Levi. It may not even be a Jewish man. Wednesday's Nobody, Age of Inversion, Jules Verne, etc., etc., etc. Enslaved to him. Bethany, Pontho King. I like that name. I wonder how it really sounds, how Pontho would pronounce it, you know? All right, so I have several calls, a few to several calls, and a few to several 25 minutes. Let's go down the line. David in Ocala, Florida, on the line here. David, how you doing, sir? What's up?
Hello, Hank.
Hey.
I heard that the other day. Hank, yeah.
Nice.
I know, that's cool, though. I think that is cool. Anyway.
Me too.
Yeah,
it's old school.
You had good parents, man.
Yeah,
you know?
True. I agree.
Yeah, not many people were handed that caliber of, family like you had as a kid.
That's for sure.
I'm sure you're happy about that. So.
Yep.
But I called because I was chatting with somebody in the chat, and I'll get into what we were talking about. But the truth is, okay, the absolute truth is that Jesus is well, in my opinion, Jesus is God. Okay, and and we'll just use this right when he said, "I'm the way, I'm the truth, I'm the life." Okay.
Okay.
So he's the only way, and like I thought of this.
The only way to the Father, to God.
Right.
The only way to God.
Right. Yeah, he's the mediator.
Right. Between God and man.
Yes, he came and bridged that gap because, see, this world is the Adam and Eve. Because there's a theology that's been going around for about 50 years called dominionism.
Okay.
And my father and I have been speaking about this anyway. It's a big out there right now that we're going to take dominion back over the earth before Jesus can come back, and that's just a big fat lie. Dominion was lost to mankind in the garden when Eve ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. She handed that over to the serpent, who is Satan, and that's why Jesus said, "This, my kingdom is not of this world," and that Satan is the god of this world. Okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
he's
do we
running
have
the show.
dominion over the animals? Do we have dominion over the earth? Did God give it back to us as Christians?
Well, we have dominion over certain things, but spiritually wise, we're in trouble. Okay, and I'll go ahead and segue into this because you're either born again or you're not. Okay, and if you're born again, then the Holy Spirit lives in you, and the Word of God says that He guides us into all truth.
Yeah.
Which is Jesus again. Back to Jesus. He guides us into all truth about Jesus. And you can't get, if you really are born again, there's no way you can get deceived by the enemy. The Holy Spirit won't let you because he'll come up and check whatever that person's saying.
I really like that that thing when Jesus said that he will send the Spirit that will guide you into all truth. I like that. It's cool.
Right. Well, see, back then, there was, I think, a few people were endowed with the Holy Spirit, but most of the time the Holy Spirit came upon them, okay,
yeah,
for them to do their work. So here's another thing I was thinking of when I wrote this down. Well, first off, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So people who don't believe in God,
yeah,
when they finally realize, okay, some fear comes on them and they start realizing, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I don't want to go to hell, okay? Because the truth is, James, you're either going to hell or you're going to heaven. And that's what I was speaking of to this person in the chat. I forget who it was. But that's the destiny for all of us. Truth is we're all going to die, right?
Yeah, I mean, physically speaking, yes.
Yeah, we're going to die. My dad's about to turn 86, and my mom is 78.
Wow.
I got a cat that's 15 years old.
Nice.
I mean, dude, I got a lot of death coming my way. Okay, and thank God I know, that my parents are saved. That they're born again. And they're going to go to heaven, and that's the only way you can get in. You can have all kinds of head knowledge about God and everything like that.
Right.
I'll say this and I'll shut up. You got to be born again. That's the only way you can enter into heaven. That's it.
Were you telling your dad about that to try to save him, or what?
Oh, no. We were talking about the dominionism because there's a church out in California where you live that's big. It's called Bethel. It's in Redding, California.
I've heard
and
of
they're big
Redding.
into this. Now, what this has done is some of these people have entered into our government now. Some of these it's called New Apostolic Reformation, Seven Mountain Mandate, and they believe that God is waiting for Christians to take over the education system, the entertainment, government, like seven areas. That's why they call it the Seven Mountain Mandate, before Jesus can come back and set up his kingdom on earth. So he's poisoned himself up there. I hate to say it, Trump has, with a few of these people that are guiding him in this way.
Well, I mean, Christians are supposed to be the light of the world. Jesus even said to them, even before they became Christians, "You are the light of the world." So,
well, that's because
they may have the wrong idea, but people have crazy ideas. But they can, I don't know, if they have, I don't know. I don't really necessarily.
I don't have mercy on them.
I agree I agree that a lot of the Christians in Trump's circle are a little kooky.
Yeah.
I don't take that away
Well,
from
there's a lot of people that say they're Christians that are kooky. Okay,
Yeah.
you got what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And there
very
has
true.
there has been since the time of Christ. You know,
Yep.
before we died. Here's the thing: if it wasn't for the Jewish people and God Almighty, we wouldn't have the gospel. Think about that. The people who wrote the Word of God were all Jewish, man. You know what I'm saying? Think about that, people.
Pretty much.
So, yeah. So we need to. But they were the true apostles. There's only 12 apostles. There's no more apostles. Okay, these people that are going around saying they're apostles and stuff like
But
that.
Paul was an apostle, right? He was.
Yeah, he was an apostle.
Whatever apostle even means.
Well, it means sent. Okay,
Sent?
But these
Okay.
guys were endued with certain strengths and powers. That's why they were able to go cast out demons like they did, and just do the things that they did. But the other truth is there's only one God, and that is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the Bible. So there's no other God but him.
Yeah.
Them. Okay, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's it. So all these false gods, look at all these false gods these people have made up throughout the thousands of years that they made up. Think
All
about
kinds,
that.
all kinds. As Jesus himself said, or John or somebody, many will say, Lord, Lord. But he'll say, I never knew you.
Not born again.
Yeah.
Okay. If they were born again and had the Holy Spirit living in them, that's why it's when it says Jesus said, "I'm the way, I'm the truth, I'm the life." See, he's the one that gives eternal life. And a lot of people, like your caller before, he said light. Okay. I don't know why people accidentally do that, but it's not light; it's life. All right.
He gives light and life, right?
Yeah, he's the light of the world, but that passage says, he said, I'm the way, I'm the truth, I'm the light.
Life.
Say, I'm the way,
Right.
I'm the truth, I'm the light, okay?
Nice.
All right?
Life,
And the
L-I-F-E.
light- Yeah, life, life. Because that's what when he died on the cross and rose from the dead, that he has the legal right to give eternal life to either heaven or hell for a person. Everybody's going to be judged by him.
David,
Even
I
myself.
gotta move
I know you got to
forward.
roll. I know I dumped a lot of heavy stuff on you today, but I just had to call in.
I
Okay,
appreciate
talk
it.
about this.
Of course.
All right, hey, y'all have a great day. Thanks, man.
Call again, man. Take care.
All right, I will later. Bye.
All right. Anthony in SoCal on the line over here. Anthony, thanks for calling and holding, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
Sweet. I just want to say you've had some great callers recently. I want to say shout out to your Hamburger Hill caller. That made my week when he called in, man. That was like amazing. When he was talking about those two comedians on PBS, I thought he was talking about Zaboomafoo. Have you ever seen Zaboomafoo?
No, I've never. I'm trying to remember the Hamburger Hill caller. I wonder if that was Alan or somebody. Alan from Michigan.
No, he was an older gentleman that talked about. He used that one slang word for the Japanese, I think. And what else?
That was David from Florida. He's 75 years old. Last Thursday, the 23rd, a week ago exactly. He talked about Donald Trump and Hamburger Hill and food stamps. Yeah, he might have been the one talking about. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he. I hadn't heard from David in quite some time. But yeah, nice, cool, right on.
Yeah, dude, that made my day for some reason. Just hearing his perspective on everything.
Yeah.
I think he's so right about we have all these like cowardly hippies running our government right now, or I forgot what he said about it, but he made a really good point. So I just want to give him a shout out. Also, it seems like Toby went full circle. Do you remember when, I hate to bring this up, but do you remember when he called in about the Charlie Kirk shooting, and you told him like, wash my feet, and he told you like bend over or something like that. I'm sorry to bring that back up again.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It was a really crude comment. You told him to wash his feet, and he made a poor comment about it. And then today he says, so you basically like he took it the wrong way, but you were like putting him in like a Jesus position, like you were pumping him up a bit, and then he tells you to bend over, and today he says, "I'm the way, the truth, and the light." So I thought that was really.
Oh,
really
that's right.
bizarre,
Yeah, it was
dude.
Tony who called himself the way, the truth, and the light.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on with this guy?
He's so crazy.
Yeah, it's bizarre, man. But anyways, dude, yeah, great call from David. I thought your last caller, he made some really good points.
Nice.
And also, Hayden, when Hayden brought up the idea that there's like one truth, I thought that was something we definitely overlook in today's world, where everyone has their own. But that's a totally different discussion. What was I going to make? I was calling about one thing that caught my attention. Excuse me. This week or yesterday, I think William VII. And my opinion about Islam and Muslims, but I think he said Muhammad is in heaven with Jesus looking over us right now.
Did he say that? I must have just glossed over that if he said that. But it sounds like he might have said that. It sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah. No, I replayed it like 2 or 3 times to make sure I heard that right. And
he must have been being facetious. But I don't know. Maybe he believes everybody goes to heaven or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know what William VII believes.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if he's like a Jehovah's Witness or something. It sounded like he because he calls it like every other time. I'm not trying to gossip, but every other time he calls in, he has to like put Jesus down in some way. And,
right. I mean, he agrees with JLP and me and others that Jesus is the Son of God and not God himself. Whereas you and David and Ocala maybe believe that Jesus is God and not.
Yeah. Well,
right?
Yes, sorry.
Is that right?
Yes. I mean, that's 2,000 years of church history until the 1600s, where everything kind of got messed up with the Protestant Reformation and all that. But that's church. That's history. It's been like
so.
That
William VII might not be a Jehovah's Witness. He might just be one of us other type of Christians who think that Jesus is the Son of God and not God himself.
Yeah, well, I mean,
anyway, I don't think that he meant to put down Jesus anyway. Just
FYI. Gotcha. Okay, I appreciate the fairness with that. That's totally fair.
Yeah.
But I think he makes the claim that he maybe in previous calls he said like he's like just a prophet, or we could be like him.
Oh, yeah.
In kind of like the same way like Muhammad. I got the feeling that he puts him on the same pedestal as like a Muhammad or something like that. Which I'm totally.
I wouldn't be with him on that if that's actually the case. I'll have to ask him if I remember. Man, that's an interesting point. Does William VII really believe that Muhammad is up in heaven with Jesus? Because you know more about Muhammad than the average bear.
Yeah, excuse me, sorry, I'm getting over a cold. But yeah, I'm trying to do a slow drip with the coffees. I'm starting out light with some of the the beliefs of Islam, and as Halloween comes around, I'll get a little more critical.
Cool,
man. More spooky,
with the hadiths, with the hadiths that you share with me.
Yeah, with the
hadiths.
Yeah,
the hadiths are Muslim texts, FYI, for the listener. Yeah.
Exactly. They're Sunni texts, and basically Muslims, that's where they get all their because they make the claim that the Quran is a clear, perfect message, but it really isn't. It's extremely vague.
Yeah.
And so they have to use the Hadith to exegete everything, and it contradicts the Quran, so they'll take the Hadith over the Quran. The thing about Jesus is, I think, when one last thing about William's comment was, he says Jesus, is in heaven. Our belief and what the Bible states is that Jesus is the creator of heaven and earth, all things seen and unseen. And Paul says, since it's Thumper Thursday, I'll say it.
Yeah.
He's the image, or in the Greek, it's the icon of the invisible God.
Yeah.
Jesus is the firstborn of all creation. He is God incarnate. We're unfit. We're not holy. We are flawed. We're not worthy to see the invisible God, to interact with the invisible God. So that's why Jesus took flesh and bore our sin and made us whole again through his sacrifice. But it's interesting. I suggest go through the Bible, start with Genesis, and it says in the beginning we created the heavens and the earth. Who is we?
Let us make man in our image.
Exactly.
The theory was, and it may be overly dismissive, that God is so great that you can't just call let me. You can't call him like singular. So that's what
the Muslims say, dude.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Yeah,
they say it's the royal we.
Nice.
Because the Quran says that too, but they claim that it's one person. It's still one God, but it's just multiple. It's different. I don't want to say forms because that's the modalism. It's hard to analogize, but
right.
Also, you remember when God was in the garden and he was he was like, they said he was walking in the breeze of the day.
Yeah, the cool of the day.
He was in the cool of the day, yeah, and he was looking for Adam. Like, I think, and there's so many other, when you reread the Old Testament with this in mind, you have the constraint that God, the Father, is invisible. So who are, we call them theophanies in the Orthodox Church. What are all these instantiations of God in a viewable form, in an active form that people are engaging with? It just makes the Old Testament much more clear. But I know we have different perspectives on this, and I think Jesus comes to everyone and where they are, which is neat. But I guess the last thing, if you don't have a comment on that, last thing I'll say is Muhammad is not in heaven.
Okay.
If anything, he's in Jannah. That's their version of heaven. He has his 72 virgins. And also the Hadith say that their male members are miles long.
That's
so
crazy. That's nasty.
And they're deflowering virgins. So is that heaven, guys? Is that if Muhammad is in Jannah?
That's not how Jesus described heaven.
Oh no!
Right.
No,
right on, man. I gotta
yeah.
run, Anthony in SoCal. Appreciate you, man.
Oh no, I appreciate you. Hake. Have a great day, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, take care. Boy, oh boy, I have like a minute to go, man. Let me let Steven in Maryland on for 10 seconds. Steven in Maryland, what's up, man?
No, I'll just call today to give since you're a producer, 3 persons I would like Jesse to interview.
Oh, okay. Thank you for sending those tips. You gave them to the producer?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll put you on hold and let the producer talk with you. In the meantime, guys, I got to get out of here. Peace in the Middle East. Rick in Hampton, VA. Jermaine in Canada. Got to get to you tomorrow. Or catch Anchor Baby tomorrow. No Anchor Baby today. Bye, everybody. Take care.